Well, let's get back to some of your driving and his. Like you got to get behind the wheel of your, what was it, your 99 car or 2000 car, Laguna?
Yeah,
And
yes.
Colton got to drive the cars. Were you in shape for that, or were you
No,
like
I was
hanging on for dear life?
I was dying. So I didn't do well in the car. I was really mad about it. So for those that don't know, Colton, on his own and without any knowledge of me, went out and found the car that I won my first IndyCar race in, which was that 98 Reynard that it was owned by a dentist down in Texas that had bought it right after the season. So it was complete. It was as he had purchased it.
Motor, everything?
It had a motor,
Wow.
everything. So it was a runner. And so Colton bought it, but it had been sitting forever. So he bought it and brought it up to Indy and basically called me over to my shop, said, hey, we got to film something for the team, made some BS excuse, and got me over there. And like I walked in and the car was there, and like he gave it to me as a gift.
You did this?
Yes.
Thank you.
Love you.
And I was so taken aback. Like, never could have imagined. And like, I'm not like a sentimental, like, I want to own my first win car.
Yeah.
But it's obviously special. But what's really special is that Colton bought it for me. So shortly thereafter, I cooked up this idea. Well, I want to surprise him now. And I'm going to get it. I thought, well, it comes as a runner. We'll take it up to Laguna Seca and I'll surprise him at Laguna on Thursday. And we'll both kind of do some laps in it.
Wow. I thought it was weird that they were having me come back. That is so badass. That will be your race car for Laguna Seca. Oh, for Laguna.
Well, it turned into I think I spent more getting in condition to run than he spent buying it. But we did. We took it to Laguna Seca and Gainbridge did a really cool throwback livery design as a surprise for him. So they painted his car that weekend like my shell car. And we got to drive it. I drove it. They just repaved the track and I knew I wasn't in great shape, but man, I couldn't make it through a whole lap. I had to, not pushing, not 10 tenths, and not that my 10 tenths now, but I got to drive it and I got to feel it and experience it. It was really fun. But even better, I got to watch Colton drive my old Indy car.
So who did you have rebuild the car and prep it? Because the car being that old, I mean, it would have had to have all new fuel lines and oil lines and everything would have turbos gone through and everything, wheel bearings redone. Like you'd have to rebuild the whole car.
It had an engine, and so I thought, oh, we'll just fire it up. Well, those valve springs, if you don't clock the engine like once a month, you gotta just crank the engine over to get the valve springs moving. Otherwise, the steel hardens. And so first thing I did is I called some of my old guys over from Cosworth, Kenny Deagle, and some of the guys that actually worked on my IndyCar. And I said, hey, we want to fire this thing up. And he goes, it will immediately spit out all the valve springs if it hasn't been clocked every month. So I had to go find a guy who had a running Cosworth XB engine. And so we had to borrow an engine, do everything to the car. And it was a combination of the guys at my Bryan Herta Motorsport team did a lot of the work. But then we had a lot of people who really volunteered to help out to get that car running. And in most cases, there were people that I worked with back in that era or worked on that car. We even had my crew chief, Larry Ellert, was out, Alan Kramer, one of my mechanics, you name it. Like, we had a lot of people involved that were part of that car when it won at Laguna. So it was one of those kind of bucket list lifetime moments that it was very meaningful to me.
Well, I know I watched it on TV, and I know Colton got after it. So was he pretty impressed with, like, was he like, wow, you guys are like,
yeah. Well, like in terms of lap times, the cars weren't a lot different than what they are now, but we made the lap time a lot differently, right? We had more power. It was a lighter car, a little more horsepower. So he loved the lightness and the nimbleness of that car, you know, compared to now the Halo and the hybrid. You know, the cars handle really well and actually get through the corners better than we did. But in terms of driving enjoyment, I think to get to experience something from that era and something really different, he had a great time.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it a lot. I stopped him because he was starting to enjoy it too much.
So what
Like,
do
I
you?
wanted to keep that car together.
Yeah, what do you do with the car now? Where do you keep it?
So it's in my shop in Brownsburg where we run our Hyundai IMSA program out of. And it's right in the lobby. And what's kind of cool is my business partner, Sean Jones, actually owns the car that Colton won in his first IndyCar race at Coda. So it's in the shop. So his first win and my first win are right in the lobby, sitting right next to each other.
So you'll keep it ready as a runner if you ever want to get in again.
I never want to drive it again. I was so disappointed with my performance. And then he drove it. So to me, again, like, I love the poeticness of he gave it to me and he's the last one that ever drove the car. I think that's kind of a cool thing. I don't want to mess with that.